Hi everyone, today I'll be showing you the problem that MT4 has when it comes to managing trades and taking trades. Alright, so MT4 by itself, brilliant platform for the indicators and EAs that it has, but when it comes to taking trades and managing trades, it really pisses me off, you know. So alright, this is a chart on euro dollar that we're looking at, and let's just say I want to take a trade. I want to sell here. This is my sell entry when price reaches this level, and say I want to put my stop loss maybe just a little bit higher at this level, okay, just for the sake of this example, and then my take profit will be all the way down here. Okay, so when it comes to trading, you know, naturally we want to risk a fixed amount per trade. So it is best practice to usually risk maybe 1% per trade, 2% per trade, or if there's a fixed amount which you want to risk for every trade, you maybe $100 or $200, right? So in this example, all right, so let's see, we have a 30 grand account here. So 1% on my 30 grand account would be $300. Is that right? Yeah, that's about right. $300. So I want to risk $300 with a trade from here and a stop loss over here. Okay. Now, what most people do is they say, all right, I'm gonna put a trade here. I'm gonna put a sell limit 0.07, and my stop loss. I'm gonna put my stop loss over here, which, you know, you have to squint your eyes and see it's 1.2062. All right. So I'm going to modify my order, and my stop loss is gonna be 1.2062. okay, and you put it there and you're like, all right, I'm on my way to putting a nice trade. You hover over it and like, all right, this is $45. Okay, so if a lot size of 0.07 will give me a loss of $45, then I will need to multiply that by roughly 6.5 times. I can, or maybe I will go to an online trade calculator, right? And you will go to a place like Google and search for position size calculator. Okay, so if we go on Google right now, and we're like, okay, let's go to my FX book and baby pips. Okay, see which one loads first. My FX book is really slow, so we're just gonna go to baby pips. All right, and we see here, okay, account currency, account balance, right? $30,000. I want to risk 1%. My stop loss. All right, how do I measure my stop loss? I need to come here. I need to measure the distance, and for MT4, the 63 that you see here is 636 pippets, so it's not pips. So you need to divide it by 10 and get, that's about 63.6 pips. Currency pair. Currency pair euro dollar. Euro dollar. All right, let's calculate. Okay. Standard lots, mini lots. My account is a standard lot account, so 0.4717. So I'm all right. Okay, I'll come here. I'll modify my order, and holy shit, you know, I can't adjust my volume. So let's say I can't adjust my volume. I got to delete this, and how am I gonna adjust the trade size? Not many people know this, but what you need to do is you need to click to one-click trading. You need to come here. You need to type 0.47. All right, and then when you right-click here, the sell limit would be 0.47. All right, I put it here, and now I can modify my order, and holy shit, I forgot what my stop loss was. So I pause for a while. I come back here, and I see my stop loss is 1.2061. Okay, now I right click and modify again, and I'm gonna put 1.2061, and I click modify, and I look at this, $292. That is about right. That's about $300. Is about 1% of my account. Okay, it's all fine now. Okay, I'm like, all right, I finally place a trade with the correct risk percentage for my account. And let's just say suddenly after doing some analysis, all right, maybe I do a Fibonacci retracement. I do a Fibonacci retracement all the way from here down to here, and I realize, hey, I want my stop loss to be a little bit higher over here at this level over here. Now what am I gonna do? All right, I'll just click and drag my stop loss there right now, and I hover over it. I'm like, oh shit, now I'm risking $414. Okay, I need to redo everything just to get the correct lot size to risk 1% of my account, right? And this, when it comes to modifying every single trade position, it gets so frustrating. This is just for one trade, you know. This is just for one trade. And imagine if you're trying to manage multiple trades, which I'm doing right now. It's gonna give you a headache, man. It's gonna be tough. So I have decided that I will build a trade manager from a trader's point of view to help us solve, you know, all these problems, because it's really driving me nuts. Okay, so let me now introduce to you the ultimate trade manager. You know, I'm calling it the ultimate trade manager because it likes a better name. Right, I'm not that creative. So this over here on the top right hand corner is the ultimate trade manager, and the first thing you need to do is you can click on define trade. So I'm like, all right, how many percent of your account do you want to risk? In this example, it's 1%. Or I can change the amount. You know, maybe I want to risk $600 and it will be roughly 2%. But in this example, it will just be 1%. Okay, next thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna click sell right here. All right, and these bars come up. This is the open price, stop loss, take profit, break even, idea invalidation. This is a little bit more of an advanced feature, partial profits, and trailing stop loss. Okay, so I'm gonna show you right now. I'm going to click open price. I can move it up and I can move it down, and I'm like, all right, my open price is right over here. Where's my stop loss going to be? I'm going to click on it. I'm going to drag it up and down, and I'm going to put it right over here where we had it previously. Next thing, my take profit. Where is it going to be? I click this. I move it all the way down. I'm going to click here. Now, do I want a break even point? Maybe if price comes all the way down to here, I would like my stop loss to be moved to break even. Idea invalidation. This is a little bit more advanced, but when it comes to proper trading strategies, if, for example, I realize that price didn't drop when it reached my entry over here, and I give it the maximum, you know, if it comes to here, all the way here, I would like to move my take profit to break even, which is my entry. So this kind of gets me out of the trade when my idea has been invalidated. Basically, you know, it's not working anymore. If you do not want it, you can just come all the way up to here, the cross. You click on the cross and it will be disabled. All right. Next thing, half profit. You know, if I reach my break even point, you know, I like to close part of my trade. You know, maybe 50% of it, you can adjust it over here. I would like to close off maybe 70% of my trade. And the last one, trailing stop, I'm not going to use it right now, so I'm just gonna close it off. Okay, when this is done, you just need to click place trade, and there you go. Your trade has been placed. You can see your sell limit of 0.44. Your stop loss is risking exactly $300. It's even more accurate than those trade calculators that you have there. And the beauty of it is, if I want to adjust my trade, all I need to do is to click on it. This reactivates the ultimate trade manager, and I can drag my stop loss up and down. You know, I can place it here as my new stop loss. I can place it here, and what the ultimate trade manager will do is it will reverse calculate the lot size. These are for pending positions, at least. You know, it would reverse calculate the lot size and adjust it automatically for you. Okay, why it doesn't work for open positions?
Could you say it again?
why it doesn't work for open positions is because you will need to close off part of your trade when you do that, and that is not advisable. Usually when your trade is activated, you just let it work itself out. This is a safety feature that I have put in. It's largely because imagine if you're in a trade and the trade is open, all right, and you want to move your stop loss closer or further away. All right, when you move your stop loss closer or further away, you're just managing your position. You can use the Ultimate Trade Manager to move your stop loss closer or further away when you're in a pending or open position. But in an open position, it will not help you adjust the lot size because you don't want. Imagine you're trying to squeeze out as much profits as possible, then you do not want the trade manager to be automatically closing and opening the lot size for you. Now, now on to the advanced features that we have over here. I'm just gonna show you that we can delete this order if we want to, and I'm gonna in part of the advanced features, when you click over here, we have a stealth stop loss and take profit. This is born out of my paranoia that brokers are always thinking of ways to hunt our stop loss, right? To kind of manipulate the market so that we get stopped out. Maybe it's just our stop loss is 1 pip away from price, and all they need to do is to spike it up a bit, and we get stopped out. And the reason that they always give is this is just because of the volatility from our liquidity providers, and we can't argue against that. So what I like to do is I like to use a stealth stop loss and take profit. So this will hide your stop loss and take profit from the broker, but if you're doing this, you need to keep your MT4 open, because when you close it off, what essentially happens is that there is no stop loss and take profit. So this is a key point to note if you want to use this feature. First disclaimer, of course, I'm not saying that Tickmill by any accounts does any of that shady business. In fact, you can see that I'm using a 30 grand account on Tickmill, a live account, because they have so far been pretty much the best the best broker for me. And okay, moving on. If you do not want to use a stealth stop loss and take profit, you can use a decoy, right? And maybe I can put a 10 pips decoy on my stop loss and take profit. So what happens is when you put a stop loss, right, the trade manager will immediately add 10 pips to that stop loss and 10 pips to that take profit. So it would never come into a situation where price is too, when the broker is looking at your stop loss and it is close enough that they can just spike it up by 1 or 2 pips. Because in actual fact, before they even do that, you will have closed out your trade because you got a decoy there. Next thing we have is max spread. So this is because I like to put pending orders, and I hate it when my trade gets activated during a period of volatility and my spread is maybe 10 pips, and maybe because it was during a news event. So what I've built into the Trade Manager is this max spread feature, where even if my entry has been reached, I will not close. The trade will not be activated until spread drops to my desirable amount. The next thing we do is pending and active news avoidance, right? So imagine if you're using a pending news. So what this does here is 15 minutes before and after a major news event, the trade manager would close off all my pending positions. The reason I do this is because maybe there's a non-farm payroll on Friday evening, and if my trade has not been activated by then, I do not want it to be activated, right? So 15 minutes before the news event, where there's a lot of volatility, the trade manager takes me out of the trade. It basically removes my pending order. Then 15 minutes after the news event, then it will, when markets are a little bit more calm, then it would put my pending order back. It's the same for an active trade. You can adjust the number of minutes you want here. You can also show what kind of news events you want. You can have a high impact news, medium or low impact. So say we want a high impact news, and we want it to be seen on the chart. If we do this, right, you can see that, all right, these are the major news events that have passed, right? There are no big news events that are coming up for the US dollar at the moment. That's why you don't see any over here. But this is how we track the news events. We directly link to Forex Factory to draw out these news events. Okay, and all right. So I was talking about the advanced features. We have a trailing stop loss feature too. We have a simple trailing stop loss steps, so it goes based on number of steps of pips. We have a ATR stop loss, chandelier stop loss, and parabolic SAR stop loss. So you can pick whatever you want, and once your trailing stop loss, in this example, once this pink line you use is touched, right, that is where your trailing stop loss will be activated. Okay, so it's if I have to explain it, it's a simplified way of trading. Most of us trade looking at charts. In fact, all of us trade looking at charts. So I figured the best way to do that is to have a trade manager where you can easily slide up and down, and you'll be able to adjust your trades dynamically, easily, hassle-free, in a way that you don't, what's the word for it? You don't get a headache. You don't get a migraine. Just adjusting the positions, going to different websites just to get the correct position size. It should be done easily. Trading by itself is hard enough for us. So why the hell should we have to suffer through a very bad trade management system to make it even tougher for us to trade and to manage our positions? And the last thing I created this trade manager for is because I believe every single trade should have a plan. All right. What I mean by this is, when it comes to a trade, you don't just risk any amount of money based on your feelings. You don't just say, all right, I'm going to put 0.1 lot because I'm feeling happy today. Every single trade has to have a logic behind it. So this trade setup, which I'm looking at, very nice. I'm going to risk 2% of my account. All right, I'm going to sell. When I click sell, my entry is over here, my stop loss is over here, my take profit is all the way down here. Price reaches this level, which is a key area of support, which might bounce up after that. I would like to move my stop loss to break even. If price comes to here, and clearly my trade isn't working out, I want to move my take profit to my to break even, so that I can get out in case price makes a pullback to my entry. All right. Partial profits, if price comes down to this major support, I'm gonna put some pips in my bank. Just it's good practice. And trailing stop, if price comes all the way down to here and it could potentially go even further, I'm gonna put my trailing stop over there, and maybe price might shoot all the way down, and I can ride the trade out for a long time. All this is done. Click place trade. Your trade has been placed. You'll notice that it is over here, euro dollar. Your trade has been placed, your plan is in place, and you can rest, you can go off and take a break, knowing that as the market unfolds itself, whether your entry is reached, break even, partial profits, trailing stop loss, idea invalidation, you have a plan for every single one of them. All right. The beauty of it is, of course, you can add multiple positions. All right, maybe if price comes all the way to here, you can say I will activate another trade. I will sell over here, and my stop loss will just maybe be over here. And I'm just going to play the pullback to my breakout level here. I do not need the rest of it. I'm just going to close it all off. I'm going to keep maybe a tighter stop loss here. I'm going to place define the trade first, of course, and I'm going to place the trade. Okay, there you go. As simple as that. Of course, I'm going to delete this order just in case. So So there you have it. You know, you can place multiple trades and let them work themselves out through multiple scenarios. So that's how you take on the market. If you ask me, you don't just trade based on emotions. You trade based on a plan, right? And I hope this trade manager would at least help you, put you in a little bit of an advantage when it comes to taking on trading. Trading by itself is hard enough, so let me make it as easy for you as possible. All right, so that's it for me. If you have questions, just comment in the YouTube section below or drop me an email. Okay, this is Desmond signing off.